Hey guys, and welcome to your daily mobility flow. I am your flow master, Seth Stephen Kroll, and today we got the ankle episode. We are going to take care of from the knee down, and that's it. We're going to focus on it. Calves, Achilles, feet, that's our goal. You will need a foam roller or a PVC pipe and a ball, tennis ball, lacrosse ball, field hockey ball. One of those. We're actually going to start with your feet today, so we're going to start with your ball. So all you need to do is set it down on the ground. You can stand up for this, or you can take a knee like I'm doing, and we're going to put one foot on top of the ball. I like the knee, like I am right now, because I can kind of let my foot do the work, or I can put my elbow on top of my knee and start adding a little bit of extra pressure. And we're just going to try to smash the entire bottom of your foot. The bottom of your feet actually act like a fascia release point for up the leg. You have this like really slippery stuff on the outside of your muscles called fascia. It kind of separates your muscles from your skin so that when you move your muscles, you don't create friction. And friction would lead to heat. It would, you burn your skin even. So you have this really super slippery stuff on the outside of your muscles called fascia. Sometimes it gets kind of tight and it gets tacked down and it starts kind of creating tension in the muscle. Oh man, I didn't realize my feet were this tight. And that tension starts causing issues, and you have to release that fascia. Make sure you're working the whole bottom of your foot, like up to your toes. Really try to get your arch worked out pretty good. If you've ever dealt with any type of plantar fasciitis, you know how important the bottom of your feet are. When the bottom of your feet are inflamed and jacked up, everything is just chalked. It's like when your back goes, like it's just such a big part of your entire body and integrated into everything. All right, let's change feet. That's like hard to do anything. That's why you hear about like the toughest, NFL running backs in the world being on, injured reserve because they have plantar fasciitis. Like it's just so bad. So you really want to take care of your feet, take care of your ankles. Super important for performance, for long-term health and longevity, which I guess longevity is long-term, my bad. Sorry for the redundancy, but oh, jeez. Yowza. So, yeah, just work those feet. Golly, this is no joke. Man, I wish I had a tennis ball right now. It wouldn't be so rough. Oh, my feet were tight. Usually I can roll just about anything and I'm kind of like all good. Like I feel it, but I'm never really too jacked up to the point that anything creates this much nausea. But it just is. Okay, put the ball aside for a second. We're gonna work on your toes and your feet a little bit more. So from this like quadruped position, all fours, I'm gonna flex out my toes so my toes are turned up towards me. And I'm gonna sit back on them and kind of flex them out. And then I'm gonna roll them underneath and sit back on my ankles. And we're just gonna work this kind of hinging of your arch and of your ankles for maybe 6 or 7 reps. Try to get like pinky toes rolling, get your big toes, just stretch out your arches. Don't force anything. The goal of stretching is never to force stuff to happen. It's to allow it to happen, so just take your time. When I was in college, all my professors pretty much studied the ankle. Like that's what a lot of their PhDs were being used for, was like ankle rehab and coming back from ankle sprains and feet stuff, and I was just like, this is so boring. Well, who wants to study ankles? Come on, do something cool, professors. And now that I've been training people professionally for more than 10 years, it's like, okay, I get it. I understand now. The ankle is just such an important joint. It's the first joint really up from the ground up the body, and so when your ankles and your feet get tight, all right, let's go ahead and rest. Last one. When your ankles and your feet get tight, everything goes. Everything has to compensate up the chain. Okay, we're gonna move to your Achilles now, and we're gonna use your foam roller. So grab your foam roller or your PVC pipe. We're gonna start all the way down to your Achilles, and we're just gonna roll back and forth over the PVC pipe. If you want to take the other leg and add it on top for a little extra weight, you can do that. Pretty easy. And we're just going to roll back and forth on the Achilles, and we're going to bump that PVC pipe or your foam roller up just like a ½ inch, and we're going to work that section of your Achilles. Just roll back and forth, and we're just going to probably 4 or 5 passes and then change. By change, I mean roll up. We're just gonna start with the Achilles on both sides. We're not gonna go quite into the calf yet. Oh. So when you start to get to that like meaty, that like belly portion of the calf, we'll call it there for now. So that's this one for me. And now I'm gonna put my other foot back on the ground. I went side to side, now I'm gonna go up and down. So I'm just gonna own the Achilles. I'm just gonna smash that Achilles lower calf all the way around. And then we're gonna change sides now. So, switch. We got ankle on, very bottom of the Achilles, a little extra pressure if you want it. And we're just gonna roll back and forth. Kind of start working that Achilles open, and then just, oops, slowly move the PVC pipe, the foam roller up. Try to get the entirety of your Achilles. People really like to distinguish between tendons, ligaments, and muscles, but the lines are blurrier than you may think. Like, it's kind of muscular tissue can contract and relax, and that's what makes a tendon or a ligament different, is it's kind of fixed in length. It doesn't change lengths that muscles do, but really they're just extensions of your muscles. Your Achilles is just an extension of your calf. It kind of slowly changes into a very tensile, strong, piece of cartilage that connects your muscle to the bone so that the muscle can act on the bone. Your body's just basically a system of levers. All right, let's roll up and down now. Where these muscles are just pulling and never pushing, only pulling, are literally just pulling on your bones to create force. There's no such thing as pushing, actually. Your muscles always pull 100% of the time. There's no pushing that happens. Even when you do a push-up, it's still actually a pulling motion. Your pecs and your triceps are pulling your arm to the front and your elbow to extension. It's always pulling, which is pretty crazy when you think about it that way. All right, let's go back to your first leg. We're gonna smash the meaty part of your calves now. You don't need your ball anymore. We're gonna go up to the meat of the calf, gastroc, soleus, and we're just gonna get some big passes just at the top through that musculature. No longer, we're not chasing the tendon, ligament anymore. We're just trying to beat up, and by beat up I mean very lovingly beat up those muscles. This really is a very, very good calf routine, ankle routine. I'm proud of it. You could add a little bit of stretching after this if you want for your calves. Prop your toe up and things like that, but it's not necessarily required. It just depends on if you're pre-training or post-training. If you're pre-training, I would not add in the stretching. All right, let's change sides. And let's get that calf opened up. You don't want to do too much static stretching pre-training. You don't want to do too much foam rolling pre-training either, because the parasympathetic response of your nervous system from myofascial release and this like pressure waves in your musculature. But we definitely don't want to do a lot of static stretching either. Static stretching essentially shuts down your muscles. It like turns them off, and it makes sense, right? If your muscles are like rubber bands and they like to stretch and shorten, and if you just stretch, they say like, okay, cool, we'll just relax. And if we relax, we're not hyper ready to shorten anymore, which makes it kind of not ideal to static stretch a whole lot pre-training. Now that's not every muscle. If you have let's say you're going to do a quad dominant lift or something like that, it might be a good idea to stretch your glutes and your hamstrings, because they're antagonists. They're not the primary mover, but you don't want to spend too much time stretching out the primary mover, because you'll essentially turn it off. That's a way oversimplified explanation, but it's the case. So you just want to be smart about pre-training. Really warm up well and break up adhesions and get your body ready to work out, but you don't want to spend a ton of time really mobilizing during your training sessions. But again, that just depends on what you're doing, how you're doing it, and what muscles you're working on at the time. So anyways, that is your daily mobility flow. That felt really good, actually. I feel very chill. So sorry, my energy's not through the roof, but that felt really good. And my calves and ankles feel awesome now. So thanks guys for being here. I appreciate you. If you want to stretch out your calves a little bit, if you're not pre-training, prop your toe up and get a little calf stretching going on. Be a great time to do it. If not, I will see you guys in a couple of days. Later.